In recent years, China's counterfeit industry has become increasingly sophisticated, flooding the market with fake products. Remarkably, some small vendors openly take pride in their ability to produce and sell these high-quality counterfeits. The Nike Air Force Mid-Wheat replicas are now available. With the colder weather, we've made a thicker version for everyone. These shoes use imported materials, and the shoe label has passed all authentication checks. These are our main online products. The leather is the same as before, imported from the original supplier, the same one Nike uses. The outsole is the same exact color as the original. Let's take a look at our outsole. It's identical, with the shoe body and outsole colors harmonizing perfectly. As for the leather's texture and color, the overall quality is outstanding. The edges are clean with minimal fraying, even for suede shoes, which often have a fuzzy finish. We've worked hard to perfect it. Our adhesive application is top-notch, ensuring the glue overflows slightly to connect with the outsole, preventing detachment. Interestingly, imported versions don't focus as much on such details. Our adhesive craftsmanship is absolutely on par with the originals. The leather, outsole, and even the interior are identical. Regarding the embossed logo on the heel, the original has a shallower imprint, so we've avoided pressing too hard to prevent it from looking messy. Let's look again at the outsole, completely identical. Take it home and compare it yourself. If it's not the same, I'll cover the return shipping and give you a full refund. These high-quality counterfeits aren't limited to sportswear, but extend to luxury goods as well. I spent 3,000 yuan on Pinduoduo to buy a replica of the Rolex Submarine Green. So let's compare it to the genuine version that cost 100,000 yuan. Here's a 3,000 yuan version, and here's the original. The box size difference is obvious, but let's be honest. Who carries the box around? Now let's look at what Pinduoduo calls its best version. There's nothing more expensive than this one on the platform. Check out the ceramic bezel. It's the same color as the genuine 4th generation green version. It even has a side QR code. Now for a side-by-side comparison. The replica is on the left, and the original is on the right. Without a comparison, it's hard to notice, but when placed together, the color difference becomes apparent. Rolex's signature green is incredibly hard to replicate, and the dial's black shade on the original is clearly deeper and more refined. Looking at the clasp logo, the replica's crown logo is noticeably larger, including the circle underneath it. These details become clear on a close-up comparison. However, to the naked eye, these differences are hard to spot. Finally, let's test the glow-in-the-dark feature. Here's a 100,000 yuan watch, and here's a 3,000 yuan version. When you put them side by side, the luminous function looks identical. Honestly, in a nightclub, no one would notice. After testing both watches, one thing is clear. No matter how real a fake looks, it's still a fake. Personally, I'd rather spend 3,000 yuan on a genuine Longinus than a high-quality counterfeit Rolex. Even international brands like Drew House, co-founded by Justin Bieber and Ryan Good, have been replicated with extraordinary accuracy. This piece I have here is a top-tier version that passed all authentication checks before. Even I made a mistake with it. At the time, every authentication platform confirmed it as genuine, but it wasn't until the counterfeit seller themselves revealed it that we realized it was a fake. Now, we've laid out two pieces side by side. The fake is on the left, and the authentic one is on the right. Take a look yourselves. Why do I call this a high-quality fake? Can you see the print's texture? The one on the right is a genuine print, and the one on the left is a fake. I have to admit, this fake is really impressive. Apart from small slight differences in the yellow areas, the black parts of the print are nearly identical. Even the texture and overall feel are pretty good. And I think the key point is the neck label. Take a closer look. It's absolutely shocking, you know. This just shows how advanced counterfeit goods have become. You can't see any flaws in these two neck labels. Usually, with counterfeits, you'd find some giveaways on the reverse side, but looking at these two, I can't spot any flaws at all. Now, let me show you the details of the washing labels. If I didn't tell you, could you tell which one is real? It's not just beginners. Even a top-tier authentication expert would hesitate for a couple of seconds. How can counterfeit goods be made so realistic that they deceive even the most seasoned buyers? This person shared their perspective. Today, I want to clarify the claims about counterfeit bags that allegedly pass authentication by the China Certification and Inspection Group. Are these bags truly authenticated? Many people wonder about this, as ads often show items labeled as having passed inspection. Let's break it down. If an item has genuinely passed authentication, it should sell at the standard market price. For instance, if a bag is worth 8,000 yuan, why would a seller offer it for 4,000 or 5,000 yuan? It doesn't make sense for someone to willingly forego a significant profit. This is basic logic, and the idea of authenticated counterfeits doesn't hold up. What usually happens is that unscrupulous sellers use photos of genuine items to obtain authentication results. They submit these images to verification platforms, receive a positive result, and then use a report to market their counterfeit goods. However, the report belongs to the real item, not the fake one being sold. Many consumers are unaware of this and mistakenly believe the seller's claims. Another tactic involves fake hand tags with misleading QR codes. These tags often direct consumers to imitation websites that resemble official CCIC pages but include small errors such as extra letters, punctuation marks, or subtle changes to the URL. For example, instead of CCIC, it might say CCICC. These differences are easy to miss, making it difficult for buyers to detect the fraud. As a result, many consumers trust the tags and believe the item has been authenticated, even though it hasn't. Ultimately, the sophistication in these tactics highlights the need for buyers to remain vigilant. Simply seeing a label or a tag isn't enough to confirm authenticity. Reports indicate that China's counterfeit goods industry has formed a sophisticated supply chain, including fake luxury bags, packaging, and even fabricated invoices and shipping labels. To investigate the source of these counterfeit goods, a Chinese media journalist visited Guangzhou, a location frequently identified online as a hub for fake products. At noon, the commercial area west of Guangzhou railway station began to bustle with activity. Before even stepping out of the taxi, a customer guide approached. These individuals, locally known for peddling counterfeit luxury goods, are common in the area. Following one of these guides, the journalist entered the Southern International Watch City. According to the guide, the highest quality counterfeits were upstairs. However, upon arrival, merchants guarding the elevator demanded identification, stating that government officials and journalists, particularly from Beijing or Shanghai, would not be allowed to enter. Pretending to be a purchasing agent, the journalist proceeded to the 6th floor, where the shop entrance were tightly shut, with thick curtains blocking any view inside. At the entrance, a few men confirmed the guide's identity before unlocking the door. Inside the roughly 80 square meter shop, shelves were filled with counterfeit luxury bags, and several female attendants served customers. Prices were discreetly entered on calculators instead of being spoken aloud. Beyond the Southern International Watch City, other locations like the Baiyun World Leather Trade Center and surrounding residential areas on the eastern side of Guangzhou Railway Station are also well-known distribution centers for counterfeit goods. After similar identity checks, the journalist entered a concealed shop within a residential building. Hundreds of fake luxury items crowded the small space. The merchants boasted about their counterfeit goods, claiming they were indistinguishable from the originals, even to store attendants at official boutiques. The journalist also discovered that nearby shopping malls sold clothing and leather goods that appeared to be independent brands, but were, in fact, counterfeit products. Shop owners revealed that their goods were replicas produced by dismantling genuine items and recreating them one by one. Some even claimed to be using original factory leather for their fake bags. The journalist observed significant price disparities across locations. For example, a belt sold for 800 yuan at one shop was available wholesale for just 180 yuan at a counterfeit wholesale market, with claims of being made from top-layer cowhide and including full packaging. Pricing also varied for goods sourced from the original counterfeit factories. The commission for custom guides could exceed 100 yuan per transaction. Contrary to assumptions, the more discreet shops did not necessarily offer higher quality counterfeits. Instead, they offered higher commissions to the guides. In most cases, the quality of counterfeit goods was consistent, with differences limited to marketing tactics and pricing strategies. Many merchants marketed their products as purchasing agent quality, appealing to resellers who posed as genuine agents. Shop owners informed the journalists that basic packaging was included with purchases, but additional items like gift boxes, shopping bags, and invoices had to be bought separately from nearby packaging stores. The cost for a clothing box, gift bag, and invoice was 15 yuan. The invoices included product codes, bank card details, authorization codes, and dates, making it difficult for consumers to identify forgeries. When asked why they didn't provide invoices directly with their goods, one merchant explained that selling counterfeits as genuine products constitutes fraud, whereas selling them explicitly as fakes only infringes on brand rights, resulting in less severe legal consequences. They also offer forged invoices and shipping labels for international destinations. This practice is known as remote shipping, allowing goods dispatched from Guangzhou to appear as if they were shipped from Hong Kong, Japan, or South Korea. A journalist contacted a logistics provider offering such services, requesting to change the shipping origin of Guangzhou dispatched goods to Hong Kong. The provider explained that for a small fee of 7 yuan per package, they could manipulate logistics data using international courier back-end accounts. By printing a modified shipping label and sending the package to a designated location, the package's journey would be fabricated to appear as if originated abroad. Through the streamlined process, counterfeit goods are transformed into overseas boutique originals. The logistics provider reportedly handles over 1,000 such orders daily. These counterfeit products, originating from underground factories, are meticulously packaged and documented to deceive consumers. The issue extends beyond Guangzhou. In Shanghai, Liu Yi, the founder of a second-hand luxury goods shop, revealed that while the trade of second-hand luxury items has grown steadily, many products sourced through purchasing agents have turned out to be counterfeits. A Chinese lawyer expressed concerns over the rampant counterfeiting, advising consumers to stay vigilant and purchase from official channels to minimize risks. However, counterfeiting isn't limited to luxury goods. Reports have surfaced of severe gold adulteration by multiple well-known Chinese brands. One case involved a woman who purchased a 20,000 yuan pure gold bracelet from a Chow Tai Seng jewelry store in 2023. When she took it back for maintenance, the bracelet, originally weighing 35 grams, was found to weigh only 20 grams. The bracelet also lacked a brand stamp, and further examination confirmed it was fake. Investigations revealed that over 100 merchants across China were found selling adulterated gold products, with some even using counterfeit national inspection certificates. The adulterated gold contained high levels of rhenium and was deemed not gold by composition. Chow Tai Seng, founded in 1999, expanded to over 2,000 stores by 2012 and went public in 2017. However, it now faces backlash from over 200 consumers reporting losses totaling millions, with other major brands like Lao Feng Shang and China Gold also implicated in selling counterfeit products. A Shenzhen resident noted the numerous challenges faced by ordinary Chinese citizens. She pointed out that housing projects often remain unfinished, stock investments frequently result in losses, and even after significant efforts to put children through college, many struggle to find employment. Savings in banks are also not guaranteed, with some institutions going entirely bankrupt. Gold, traditionally seen as a safe asset, has also proven unreliable as counterfeit gold scandals come to light. Following a recent expose by CCTV on adulterated gold, many people have rushed to authenticate their purchases, although there remains widespread skepticism about the accuracy of such verification services. An anonymous insider suggested that the pervasive counterfeit culture in China reflects a deeper systemic issue. They describe society under the communist regime as one built on lies, with deception infiltrating all levels of governance in daily life. From falsified national economic data to counterfeit goods for daily consumption, they argue that the issue stems from the central authorities. If those in power did not condone such practices, they would not persist at lower levels.